Alright, hello there, and good morning. Welcome to Michel's stream. Today we're going to be just hopping right back into it. We're going right back into Daggerford. We've been doing a very good job at, fleshing out some of these stories, and some of these names, connecting some of the pieces of the history here. And finding more pieces of history. As last session, we definitely went on a bit of a rabbit chase for some lore. Found some good stuff, though, that's for sure. Let's get my stream manager up here. Lurks. Don't know if that is ever actually true. A lot of us new streamers are under the impression that there's a mystery viewer. There's always the one mystery viewer. Alright, let's see, where are we? So we left off on Derval Brightblade and his daughter, Vati. I think that's what it is. So let's I did want to look up information on Derval if I could. Let me rotate. I found that if I rotate this... So it's kind of funny, I have a desk that I put all my stuff on for my computer, but it like kind of just is like a storage desk, because like where I put my keyboard and my mouse is on like a TV dinner tray next to my desk, largely due to my like physical situation right now. Like, so it's just like, I don't know, it's just funny I have a desk that I don't use as a desk, that's all. Forgotten Realms, the OG, and Dwarf. That's a good picture. Description was a stout, muscular dwarf with dark red hair and a grown-out beard. His body was decorated with the shining metal ink tattoos that were a family secret of the clan Iron Eater. Shining metal ink tattoos. Magical tattoos. Sweating like a pig in the pot. Ooh, we like that. So this is it. This is why we do this. So like, and also like what we can do here. Derval was a gruff and loud individual who would come off as rude, but in reality was friendly and full of crude jokes. He referred to elves as tree huggers in jest. Derval and his daughter, Vati, shared a loving relationship even though they were quite different. Derval prefers his daughter to work the forge and hone her skills rather than adventuring or dream about taking back past glories of Ilfern, the trait he thought both Vati and her mother shared. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see if there's any... Oh, there is! Nice! The daughter of the last king of Clan Iron Eater, Derval Iron Eater. Vati worked as a blacksmith in Daggerford along with their father. That be my bairn, Vati. She's a good 'un and true, but she don't half take after her ma, with all this yearning after past glories. Derval Iron Eater. Vati Iron Eater was a young dwarf with rippling muscles that were appropriate for a girl of her trade. She had blonde hair that she often wore twin braided. Vati was a friendly and charismatic person. Her upbeat personality often contrasted her father's more blunt and grumpy but friendly attitude. She had a keen mind and wisdom beyond her years. Unlike Derval, she was idealistic and adventurous. She desired to try and return her clan's home, Ilfarn, to its former glory, to her father's infinite irritation. Vati Iron Eater was armed with Forge Fire, an enchanted blazing light hammer. Oh, what a cool character they just gave me. What's Ilfarn? Let's go find out. Like, you know, it's like, I could just sit here and just make things up for my own accord. Or I could find all these really cool stories and use them. Ilfarn was an elven city-state that was founded during the First Flowering. Survived the Crown Wars, grew into an expansive nation, and later fragmented into smaller realms. It was at the height, stretched along the Sword Coast as a nation, from the south side of Lusk, not so far south of the Spine World, to the River Delambir. Its capital was which was built in the shadow of Mount Waterdeep. The nation to have first formulated the theory of gravity. Okay. Fate and sub. Locations, Ardeep Forest. So I want to do, so this is something that, you know, it's just, I always like to just do my due diligence. So, Sword Coast, the settlement of Lusk. Let's find ourselves a map. Well, let's dial that back a bit. It's getting a little tense. Interactive Sword Coast map. Baller, that's what we need. Been missing one of these for some time. Well, you know, Boulder's Gate. Well, let's just go see where Lusk is. Screw looking around for a map. Ancient city that had been destroyed and rebuilt many times. The city of Luskan stood upon its ruins. Okay, so it's called Luskan now. Where's Luskan? The city of sails, or the port city at the mouth of River Murar on the Sword Coast. Where's the River Murar? Oh. By Neverwinter. This doesn't... I'm a little confused now. Stretches far... So it's along the Sword Coast, from just south of the settlement of Lusk. To the River Delambir, which I believe is south of that. There's a savage frontier. Silver Marches, it's up north. So the question is what were the roots of the dwarves coming down here? Because that's like more of a northern kingdom. It doesn't really come down here. Its capital is in the shadow of Waterdeep. Looking for keyword R deep right now because that's the closest, because it's down here in notable location. But I want to see where it's mentioned up here. It doesn't appear to be. Or maybe I'll read here. R deep, there we go. Despite resistance to several orc hordes from out of the Spineworld Mountains north, it was the encroachment of humans into Ilfarn's territory that spurred Silglath, Odark, Ilfarn's coronal, to call for a retreat to Evermeet, magically raising Elenthadar to remove any proof of its existence. Oh wow. It was a long time ago. Over the next 7.5 centuries, many elves abandoned their homes. Of the last 7 millennia, in Ilfarn's elven population dwindled into 3 smaller kingdoms, Ardeep, Ilaburan, and Rilithar. After the fall of Athalantar in the year of Cantobel Stalking. These are all new plots for me. The Elves of Ardeep forged a strong alliance with the Dwarves of Dardath, and the 2 realms kept the name of Ilfarn, striving to work with local populations of humans instead of hiding from them. This came to pass less than 2 centuries later, when the Ilfarn Elves and Dwarves helped to form the realm of Falorm after the Council of the Axe and the Arrows. Apart from scholars, the memory of Ilfarn was kept alive by the dwarves of Clan Ironeater, who stubbornly clung to their Ilfarn identity centuries after the fall of Falorm. As Netheril rose, it knew only Ilfarn and Irlan among its elven neighbors. Elves of the 2 nations tried to provide guidance to the Netherese wizards, but the relationship deteriorated. The Elf Scroll set in Nether Scrolls. That's so long ago, though. So I think all you really need to see here is Falorm, known as the Realm of the 3 Crowns, and later as the Fallen Kingdom, was a kingdom in the north made up of dwarves, elves, gnomes, and halflings, and some humans. It was closely tied to the legacy of Ilfarn and attempted to preserve the power of the elves in the north, and the dwarves, after less than a century, and was succeeded by Blood and Hole and other human realms. It's commonly known as the Fallen Kingdom and was conflated with other realms and alliances in the same area. It was usually mistaken for the ancient realm of Ilfarn, with the Alliance of Ilfarn, 342. And the second alliance in 882. Wrapped around the High Moors, eastern and southern edges of which was secured by a string of human-built fortifications. Skirting around the Trollbark Forest, the edge of the realm met the sea against the sea tower of Ilinth. Cragmaw Castle and the Neverwinter Wood was a distant holding in Falorm built by a wizard. Noble of the realms, part of a wide number of distant patrols that the realm maintained, and was intended to provide advance warning of orc hordes from the north, in addition to ostensibly supporting any tenuous territorial claims near Neverwinter. Let's see. Orm maintained good relationships with its neighboring realms, fighting alongside them against mutual threats. Among its allies, it counted Uth Tower, Neverwinter, Yarlith, Bloodhand Hold. It was assailed repeatedly by armies of orcs, goblinoids, trolls, and manipulations of Najara. Elven and Dwarven heroes were entombed in Ardeep Forest near Selpier. In the ages since the watercourse breached many of the tombs and scattered the burial treasures along its course. In the ages since the watercourse breached many, okay. There's a lot here. This is important. It's kind of like soaking all this in a little bit right now. Trimumerative monarchy. Okay, so this is a kingdom that ruled just before our time. It did not include the Duchy of Daggerford. I see no mention. The three bordering kingdoms just north of Daggerford, it appears. But their reach stretched down to the Trollbark Forest, so it's kind of where their patrolled area, where they claimed to control, kind of ceased. Ardeep was a surviving sub-realm of Ilfarn, and the Woodland Kingdom was eventually abandoned by 615. Okay, so there we go. That's literally the final piece that I was looking for. So the dwarves would have resided probably in Ardeep as like the southmost point that was left on in that kingdom of the elves, gnomes, and dwarves, and then probably just decided to go make trade down in Daggerford, as it's one of the cities that was under their control and would have accepted them easily, and just would make sense. It was either that or go north to Waterdeep or Neverwinter, you know, or press on into the woods as like a druid and seclude yourself, right? So let's see. Verbal left Ardeep in 1625 DR, I believe that's correct. 615. Prosperity in Daggerford as a smith. VT Hey, Jim Peckable, what's going on? You're back. Good to see ya. Kind of just getting rolling, honestly. I feel like I need some coffee because it's early, and like I started doing the rabbit chase dig through Forgotten Realms, and just like I started reading, and was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. Look at how much I have here, though. It's inundating. So I was just researching specifically the dwarf by the name of Derval Ironeater, who is the last king and clan member of the Ironeater clan of dwarves, who is local to this area of the northern Sword Coast. So I wanted to research, find out who he was. He was a king at one point in time. He was the king of the Falorm nation, which was a tri-monarchy, as there were 3 kings or queens, and they ruled together in the northern section of the Sword Coast in a kingdom called Falorm. Falorm has sinceforth been disbanded, and they have kind of all merged into what we know the Sword Coast to be today. But these are the roots, and what I was kind of looking for was like how those roots tied him to Daggerford and how necessarily he might have gotten there. And so what I have found is, after a little bit of research here, that he left Ardeep in 615, assumingly to probably seek prosperity and just a good life in a nearby city, as that kingdom just kind of dispersed. So I would assume people either fled north or fled south to Daggerford, or made their own way, right? And he died in 1484, we know that. And then his daughter kind of took over the shop. So I don't need too much information on Derval. Just want a little bit of backstory so I know where Vati's roots lie. Because Vati is a very cool character who has like a decent amount of description and personality already baked in. So that's awesome. But just to get us back to Falorm, like, look at how much... Dude, there's so much. Look. So the geography, the government... Now we get into the history. We have the whole north, the old north. We have the founding, the struggles, the collapse of the kingdom of man, legacy. And it's like, this is like a solid 3 pages of read time. So I was like, big rabbit hole, not ready. Let me go get some coffee. But honestly, like, juicy, really, really juicy stuff. So I'm like really excited, and it's like, I feel like every session this happens where I'm like, let me go dive in Forgotten Realms wiki real quick, and like next thing you know, I'm just like, so much good information. But I gotta go put my corn back in the freezer, and I'm gonna get a coffee and start waking up here. Thanks. I was asking, what's up? What do you do? Do you play D&D? What's your thing? Are you a dungeon master? Are you a player? Are you just like a fan? Do you create? What's your spiel? What's your thing? Hmm? Who's Jim? Let's see. Yes. Need a description of Vati. But Vati gets her own page, so like she might just get her own page. Yeah, we're just gonna give her her own page because she's got other links to other information that are important for her backstory. And then we'll just do a brief synopsis on her personality here. Upbeat, friendly, charismatic. Dwarf Derval. Blonde braids on either side of her head. Clean shaven face with plump round cheeks. Often wore a heavy leather smock. And her hands dirty with soot. Bam. Okay, so you're new to DMing, only 6 months, cool. Yeah, breaks are important. Like, we can't non-stop world build and prep, right? You definitely gotta, like, keep it fresh. And, like, not burn yourself out, right? Here's my map at the moment, and World Anvil. Okay, cool, let me go. I'm definitely not bored, but I am curious. And I love seeing like what my viewers have to share, right? So a lot of things have given me inspiration, and I always say on my channel, like, you as a DM take inspiration wherever it comes, right? So yeah, let me check out your World Anvil page here. Do ja 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 do ja ja. There we go. Learning how to use a phone 101. Yeah, right? Exactly. Like, sometimes it's not, and like another thing I think is sometimes it's nice to just have somebody to field an idea with and just like to test the waters. Like, I guess, like, sometimes I think an idea is silly until I just talk about it. And, like, a lot of times it's not even, like, somebody giving me, like, the affirmation that, yeah, that's a good idea. A lot of times it's them just not saying it's a bad idea and me talking myself into it actually being a good idea. Whoa. So this is World Anvil? Yeah, exactly. Where you have pieces to it, but you just need to, like, kind of talk it out with somebody. So I'm trying... This isn't the Sword Coast, is it? That I'm looking at here? No, that can't be. This is a world that you've created? The World Anvil map that you sent me? So you're Link. I assume you know what it is. Oh, so good pasta. Okay. Okay, I feel you. I feel you. So Dervil's done. I don't know if she lives there. We'll find out. Ooh. Interesting. I accidentally... So, this is another way to kind of instill inspiration is to use RNG. So, I'll show you what I did a few sessions ago. So, there, again, there is a story of Dragon's Fire. A carnicle of ancient red dragon is released onto the city. It wreaks fire upon the town, and then it flies up north. Goodbye. So I was like, oh, like, where does that happen, right? Like, you know, it destroys stuff in the city, but what? So I just kind of made a obscure decision to say it kind of started over here, and then, like, swooped this way maybe, and, like, came out of the town towards the east, and then swooped back up north. And just an FYI, this map is actually upside down. North is south, and south is north. But anyways, so I drew that, kind of like follow my cursor, you see here, and I was like, well, let's pick some of these buildings down here in this lot. So I kind of like picked a swath of numbers, and then I went and quote-unquote destroyed them, but I didn't just destroy them willingly. I did give them a chance. I allowed them to make a crit save. So a couple people did make it out alive, and then upon further reading of each one of these individual lots, like for example, this one, Corbus Jewelry and Fine Ornaments, they actually had like scripted in housing in the basement and only the jewelry shop on top. So I was like, oh, like the building collapses and like everybody in the basement's alive. So I gave them like a roleplay survival there. But, you know, on that, continuing to my point, you get these cool storytelling elements. Like, for example, Baragon Blue Sword and Delphin Yellowknife, their actual house, like their home, was destroyed. Accidentally. Just perchance, right? Those two characters are very important standout characters that will be story pillars for me here when we play this out. And Delphin is a high-ranking wizard that runs the Sorceller's Encapsulate, works in tandem with the Duke and the government, and then Baragon Blue Sword is an old war veteran who runs the Temple of Tempest. And he's important because he actually had a very close relationship with Lady Morwen, the current sitting Duke or Duchess of Daggerford. But if you've been watching my stream at all, you would know that there's another story behind that of Pancheska, the succubus, who is actually pretending to be Lady Morwen, and Lady Morwen is actually a damsel in distress hiding away at Crom Deep Castle, I believe it's called. So, you know, it's just so curious that Pancheska and her magical meddlings, if you will, just so happen to destroy two of the very important people's houses that would have information about her or would have reason to distrust her, and would have experience and the ability to maybe do something about it as well. So essentially her rivals in the city, people that she's wary of, trying to guise the most. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I think that's awesome. Yeah, so destroyed is denoted as that dragon flame incident. And that dragon flame incident happened around 1485, 1490. And my story that I'm writing and kind of letting the players role play out is going to be at 1500, like 10, 15 years after the fact. So the players very much will be, I'm going to have them write backstories of being raised in Daggerford in some fashion. They could be, you know, just arriving here. They could be an orphan. They could have some in-depth story of how they got here, but I just want them to be a child in Daggerford in some fashion so that they can witness this dragon's flame, and then, like, they kind of grow up and become adults and adventurers in their own right, and they can shape the course of Daggerford's future, as locals, almost. Let's see. Crypt Garden. It's a very cool name. And I guarantee you they got something for me in here. Yeah, they do. So, the reason why I chose Daggerford, Jim, is because I use Forgotten Realms quite frequently. And I did this with one of my last campaigns as well. And sometimes, like, you find a lot of information, a lot of pieces on something, and, like, I found Daggerford, and I saw that it had a couple campaigns from, like, way back when, and you see this appendix that I keep flipping to for us here, this map. This is an actual out-of-a-module map of Wizards of the Coast material, so it's like, this is some real stuff. This is, like, real content. And I'm just, like, essentially, like, kind of reworking it. So everything that they wrote ends at around 1480-ish, 1485, and then they don't have anything written past 1500. So I'm just, like, finding my own little space in the story. But what's cool is I can go through, and so I have this lot list that I've created, the Daggerford lot list. This is comprised of information from this page, the appendix, and I think the Google Sheets is awesome because I'll be able to organize it. I can write notes in it. I can manipulate it, right? Trying to run a campaign off this page would drive me insane. But what's cool is I can just say, oh, Crypt Garden, let's go look. And, like, 9 times out of 10, maybe, like, 60-70% success rate, if it's an actual name off that list, it actually exists on fandom. Because there's an actual write-up for it somewhere. Because it's actually a real thing. And a lot of the stuff I'm finding is from either Guide to the Savage Frontier, or this interactive atlas, which is all referenced and cited Wizards of the Coast. So it's like, it's just really cool. It's just a cool vibe. So let's read up here. Crypt Garden Scrolls. Crypt Garden Scrolls is the sole library located in Daggerford. It was said to contain over 1,000 score books, scrolls, and other individual documents. All right. It's located in the north side of the town's money quarter. 3-story building, Small magical ward that shielded the structure and everything within from any manner of fire and lightning. So, oh, like, sometimes it's just too good, my guy. Like, why? Why is it this good? Where are you? 57. So, that's a little bit over here on the side. It was almost too good. I was gonna say it was almost bordering where this Dragon Flames actually came down. So I was like, that'd be pretty badass if it didn't get destroyed because it had this Ward of Fire. Maybe we could end up switching its place with somebody. Just for the story, like maybe we can do some DM magic there. Because I don't think it really matters where... Let's see, 53 is Lady Luck, I believe. What's 54? Merchant's Guild, 52. The New Waterman Circle, which has been rebuilt. I don't want to move it that far. Where's 51? 51's empty up here. What's 49? Corvus. We like Corvus being there. Oh, I like it too much. I don't want it to move. $47. Destroyed. Okay. Maybe 47 we can work with. See that one right there? Yeah, right? Just like some DM magic. I think 47 could switch out with 57. And 47 is just a building that got destroyed. Well, that means it's got to be destroyed up there. I need an actual building to go up there. You know what? We'll just leave it empty and operable for something else. Available, if you will. Crypt Garden Scrolls. Library. We're doing it. Making the magic. Making the magic happen. 57 is... We'll put a red box here. Red box denotates I need to put something in there. Green box denotates that they're an important storytelling facet. For my main storyline. Like, so... The big storyline, I should say. The important one. Well, again, I always like to say, you know, it's only important if my players say it's important. So I hope it's important, and I hope they care about the story. And I hope they want to, but kind of something that I'm learning from my last campaign is what we see as the Dungeon Master and what we want in our game, you know, what we feel like we're running, isn't always the same as what our players see and want. So, like, this time around, I'm really trying to take a back seat, I guess, to, you know, what the content is, and let them decide more or less what it is. And I guess it was caused by my inexperience and, like, my timidness to have content prepared that I didn't have prepared, right? So, yeah, like, railroading, but, like, not, like, I let them choose where they want to go, and I gave them free autonomy or agency, right? But, like, it was very thin. Like, once they chose that direction, like, that's what I prepared. And I have all this other stuff that when you get there, so it's like, this time around, I'm doing the opposite. And as opposed to preparing the stuff that they see as you go through, and having an idea of what I want them to go and do, I'm doing the opposite. And I'm just creating a rich world of things to do and people to see and stuff that is happening around them all the time, always. So if they were just to sit on their hands and decide they wanted to busk and be bards that were broke for 20 levels, you know, roll my eyes. But if they were to do that, you know, things in place and in motion would still exist, and the town would still operate and evolve around them, essentially. So it's just like, it's kind of just like an experiment of mine, and I'm hoping that after all this prep work and stuff, this will just be my playground. Like, Daggerford will be where all my campaigns are, and I'll just keep running my campaigns out of Daggerford and watch them all be different, and watch my story change every time, because it's always what the players want to see, you know? At Genocide, they were to stop, and my guys said they wanted no part of it, and turned around and went home. Yeah, so like, for example, I try making a really intimidating fight at the end of a cavern with a matriarch phase spider that wants to that has a magical artifact upon their head. This magical artifact is important for them. They really need to acquire it. But when they get into the mouth of the map that I create for them, none of them move forward. They all stay on the absolute corner of the map to not get anywhere near this spider, and they just kind of like turtle and bunker up, and then they decide that they don't want to fight it, and they run away, and then they try asking me if they can use divine intervention and other methods of appealing to their gods to try and convince the spider to just give us the magical crown of power, because I'm like, dude, I made this really cool fight for y'all, and you don't even want to fight it. Like, you know, like, sometimes it can just be frustrating. But it's the reality of things, you know? Like, I set up another encounter for them where they had to kind of make their way through a goblin camp. And they wanted to, like, roleplay it really hard, and they, like, just kept doing these disguises, and they were rolling really well, and they got in, so it was like, it was a little ridiculous in my eyes, because I didn't expect that was what they were going to do, but like, the players were really serious about it, and they really liked the idea, and they thought it was a cool idea, so I was like, alright, well, let's roll with it, you know, like, let's just let it fly for a little bit, you know, I'll give you a couple of grace rolls just to get you in, and like, then like, watch you fail or succeed, right? And then they just ended up succeeding, and it was a pretty cool scene. But it just goes to show you, you know, like, you can never really expect or fully prepare for what your players want to do. They'll always surprise you. Right, like the consequences of your actions still exist. Like, those people got off. You should have saved them. Maybe a specter or something haunts them, or if any of them are religious characters, there's some, you could do some hand slapping, right? Yeah, I mean, just to turn a blind eye to something like that. I mean, also, like, let's talk about it, right? So, like, what are the alignments of these characters? Are they, are any of them lawful good? Because that's not so lawful good anymore, in my opinion. You know, and also, like, if you worship, like, Shantea, a god of life who, like, worships and cherishes life, like, there would be some turmoil there with your patron. I'm gonna be right back for a bio break. Oh, the morning, man, morning streams. Jezebel. There's a mouse. There's a mouse loose. You want to hear something real funny, Jim? So, we don't have one, not two. We have 3 cats, and there's a mouse that is in our house right now, and they won't do a damn thing about it. They'll catch mice outside. Oh yeah, they catch so many mice. They throw the guts on my porch and make me clean them up. Got a mouse inside the house. Could care less. These cats need to earn their keep. Go on, Jezebel. I'm gonna close it because it's cold. So you better go. Here, I know it works. Get out there. Go. Come on, it's cold. Friendly cards. I am a cat, Dad. All right. Sneak. So we just moved Crypt Garden. So let's finish Crypt Garden. Fix my mouse here. There we go. Crypt Garden. And it's still in the money corner, so I'm like staying true to like actual things. Fire and lightning. Ah, no. There's no arson over here. The library catered to the scribes and scholars that were sanctioned by the Scribes Friendship Guild. They spent much of their time copying, chronicling, and categorizing all of the works contained within its shelves. While anyone could spend time within the library's entrance hall, only guild scribes were allowed to access its archives. Members of the Thinkers Fraternity were allowed to access its books free of charge. Let's find out who these little orders are. Guild Hall for the Scholars and Theorists of the City of Daggerford. That's all. Scribe's friendship was the guild hall for the scribes of... There's a lot of scribes here. So there's also like the Sorceller's Encapsulate. Would also, you know, qualify as scribes. Me? I've been playing for... since I was a kid. Since I started when I was like 10 or something with my stepdad. I played a little bit as a teenager. That's when I first started trying to Dungeon Master and realized how hard it can be sometimes. And ran away from it and kind of just didn't play Dungeons and Dragons at all. And then over pandemic, I was like, I want to play D&D, and I'm like sick of not playing it, and I got all this spare time, so like, who's got excuses anymore, right? So I just started playing and just fell in love with it, I guess, and started role-playing a lot more than I ever did in the past, and kind of found like a newfound love for the game with like an intense amount of role-play. Yeah. Let's see. So I know Thinker's Fraternity's out there somewhere. I don't know if I have Scribe's Friendship out there somewhere. Take that piece. We don't know who's running it either, so we should put a red box here. It was protected by magical shields or lightning. What else do we want from here? We want this note. And I don't know about this guy's friendship. I'll just write it as a note at the end. This guy's friendship? Question mark. Yeah, so Dungeon Alchemist can be a lot, as it is a rendering program, a 3D render program. So essentially, not only is your graphics card going to be worked, but your computer processing is going to be worked too. It definitely puts a stress on your computer. I do know that you can dumb it down a little bit. There's several ways things you can do to set yourself up for success. I talk about some of them on my previous streams too. But get your graphics all the way down, number one. You can turn animations off, number two. You can shut water features off, like the reflection on the water. It's number three. What else do I know? If you save a very small map, like a 2x2 map, and have that as your base save, when you open up Dungeon Alchemist, it won't try to open a really big program, and it opens up that little tiny square, so it makes the program open up really fast, and then getting into your map is easy after the program's running. And then what's the last one? So if you've played around with DA, you'll there's different modes. Like there's a cinematic mode that helps you look around. There's like a transparency mode, which will go way up top and let you put like a compass on the map or something like that, right? And then there's also like the auto features, like the auto walls, the auto doors, and the auto windows that you put on your rooms, your auto-generated rooms. When you try to get into those features, it helps if you zoom your camera quite literally with the scroll button all the way forward, and try to get as close as you can, because whatever your computer screen is showing is what your computer is trying to render currently with its graphics unit. So if you minimize what your computer can see, what your screen literally sees, then you have less things to process while it tries to do these other functions and features. And of course, if you don't have a good rig, I would not recommend doing a map that's large. Just keep it under 60 by 60. I think it's 40 by 40, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing large stuff because it's just going to eat up your processing unit, and really, if you don't have the right gear for it, it will actually be detrimental to your gear. But apart from that, DA is super good, an awesome tool, and I can't wait to show more about it. It's normally most of my content is streaming Dungeon Alchemist. I do a lot of map creation and stuff, so in January, February, I'm hoping to get back into streaming map content. For this, I'll be building a city, quite literally. I think I'm gonna have it split into 4 sections, the four quarters of the city. So the caravan quarter, the farmers quarter, the money quarter, and the riverman quarter, and then lastly will be the ducal castle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps I'll make, and then 6, the last one for the pier, and then a few indiscriminate walls. Just like I'll do like 1 gate. That'll probably be the gate for all 3, and we'll just, you know, change the perspective on it. And then I'll do a big section of wall to just say, hey, we're on the wall. And then I'll also do Delphin's Wizard Tower, because that's important. So that's the project. So, I mean, I haven't worked with Foundry too much. I played with it, but I don't definitely not necessarily know. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that too, by the way. I don't necessarily know how. I'm not familiar with Dungeon Alchemist to Foundry, like that connection. I've very little experience doing that. And my goal or intention for when I do the campaign is I'm not even going to use Foundry. I'm going to use Dungeon Alchemist and kind of use my own computer and just walk them through the maps visually. And I'll set scenes up with characters and walk them through and do cinematic type things for my characters. And then whenever it switches to combat, we'll zoom back out and go to a 2-dimensional PNG top-down view of the map that I was just walking on, to give them like that regular combat experience. We have a first-time chatter here. Hey, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer a promotion for your channel. No, I'm all set. Thank you. Moving on. 5 more follows to go until I hit affiliate, and I meet my goal. Super excited. Thanks for helping me get there, Jim. Let's see. Crypt Garden's good. Needs someone that runs it. Thinkers Fraternity. Oh, Thinkers Fraternity is a group of lawyers. They get free access to any books they want. Taylor's Federation, Tanner's Council. let's see. Waterman's has been relocated. Taylor's Federation and Tanner's Council do need to relocate those because they are guild organizations that I want to work with. Taylor's Federation, Tanner's Council. Where do I have vacancy? 51. That's a big old building on the corner. '68's another good building right in the business district. And 58, 59. Let's see how big their original buildings were. 59, small. 58, yeah, so 2 small buildings. Give them to 84 and 87. I like that. Taylor's Federation, 84 and 87. Control X. There we are. '58 and 59 are destroyed. 60 was not. Yeah, because I kind of had it start turning away. Yeah, that's all. Scholars and theorists. Lawyers. And legal advice. Can't wait for these guys to be called up for my first murder hobo. Hey, Stinks, what's going on, yo? We're just doing the same old here. Let's see. Block. Report. Spam. There we go. Due diligence done. Yeah, we're just working on the same stuff we've been working on. So I've today haven't really done much, honestly. I've been, again, another rabbit hole. I started with a rabbit hole on Dervil Ironeater, who is the last dwarven king from the kingdom, the Tri-Kingdom of Thalorm. His daughter, Veeti, is the one that's going to be running the smithy, Dervil's Bright Blade, and she currently holds the Bright Blade. She's an upbeat and friendly dwarf, charismatic, with big blonde braids on either side of her head. We had moved the Crypt Garden scrolls because we had found that it has a really cool ward of magical protection from fire on the library. So I was like, oh, let's just like put it right in the middle of the Dragon's Fire path. So like it stood while everything else burned around it. Just a cool story piece, a little DM magic there. Yeah, just kind of working our way through all these little pieces here, just trying to flesh everything out roughly. Give everything its own look, its own shape, its own personality. Make it exist. Let's see. Said you're busy today, Stinks? That's good. Busy's good. The physician's order. I believe it's oh, undo. Searching the wrong bar. Served as a meeting place. It is destroyed. Do we want to move it? I don't think we need to. Doesn't seem to have much backing to it. And, you know, those services can be found elsewhere. Let's go check out this smithy. Told you, Jim. It's like good, like 70% of the time, like there's like actually real lore here. It's so fun. It's a forge that operated within the town of Daggerford for well over a century. While it was originally located in the town's caravan quarters, relocated to the farmer's quarter at some point. Well, let's see. Caravan corridor, we'll see where it is located. 67. I said it was in the caravan. Well, it was a... Okay, so I gotta relocate it. It's in the farmer's quarter now. Shop was originally founded by Cromac, a human blacksmith who knew better than to compete with the local weaponsmith at Derval Brightblade. Cromac had something of a flair for artistry, as his wares were highly valued for their aesthetics as well as their functionality. Around the year 1485, the smithy was being run by a dwarf called Tholvar Cragjaw. He continued Cromac's legacy by crafting utilitarian metal items for Daggerford citizens. Oh, cool. There was a saying during Cromac's time that his work was as shaky as Wayfell's best, referring to the proprietor of Wayfell's smithy. Oh, nice. So they don't like the Wayfells. So let's look at our map here. 67, decent size. Farmer's quarter up here anywhere, does it say? Along the high road with Rogar Alley. Rogar. So along the high road with... The western section of Daggerford connected the high road at 2 different points. What's up, Radish?
How you doing?
Near the Caravan Guild Alley. Horseway, Fields Lane. Connected the high road to what? Wall Street and the Caravan Gate. Caravan Gate. Where's Wall Street? Let's go look here. Oh, there's Rogar Alley. Oh, it wouldn't. That doesn't make any sense. Those are conflicting statements. It can't sit along the high road at Rogar Alley because that's in the caravan quarter. It was relocated to the farmer's quarter, so I'm just gonna move it. What are you up to, Reddish? Maybe 125? Ooh, I put the Thief's Brotherhood there. What's 119? $119. Oh my god, follow this little tiny arrow. I guess that works for me. It's big enough. We are. It is run by the dwarf named Tholvar Cragjaw. Hey, when are we starting our session back up? After holidays, like in January, you think? Cool. 2 pieces of notes here. This one. Damn it. Dwarf. He continued. That. Bring that in. Referring to their rival. Let's see if this person exists, or if we have to make them exist. Does not exist. Cool, let's make it dwarf. What do y'all think? You want to help? What's this dwarf gonna look like? Could be anything. Maybe a big red beard, a red-haired dwarf. Let's see. Proud. Forward. Great red beard. Rated. choice. Um... Um... He's giving him like a characteristic. So, hey Tamaru, thanks for the chat. You've been told that I'm doing campaign planning in a spreadsheet. Oh, you've been told that doing your planning in... This is honestly the first time that I've done it. I think I have so much stuff to work with that I needed something, right? And like I'll show you over here. So this is like where a lot of this came from. Is this page, the town of Daggerford, which is organized like very peculiarly. It's organized by location type. So it has there's lot numbers and there's also town names of stuff. So it's not alphabetic, it's not numerical, it's by type. Which is like a really weird way to do something in my opinion, especially like when characters will be walking around the town here and they say, hey, I might want to go to that building there. Like we're like, oh, 73, like where's 73? Let me go up here and be like, you know. So Excel allows me to just go organized by number, organized by letter, organized by whatever I want, really. I am like so oblivious. I can't help myself sometimes. So if I missed it, I'm sorry. So yeah, so this is a proud and forward, but yet loud dwarf, kind of like almost your stereotypical idea of a dwarf. Has a great red beard, braided twice, as to keep it out of the forge while he works. His hair is short, noticeably cut, like a crew cut, and he has large, red, bushy eyebrows. But he's often seen smoking his pipe, and this is kind of like something that I'll narrate. So it's like after describing his character, I'd say something like, Tholvar finishes one last drag of his pipe and duffs it with his right thumb. As he approaches you, you notice a precarious smear of soot along his brow, presumably from his smoking thumb. It doesn't appear that Tholvar seems to notice. Something like that. Just to give him some, like, some distinguishedness. Excellent. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Tal. Thank you. Dude, I'm getting blasted right now by lore. I just like started like digging a bit more through Daggerford and just like keeps coming out of what's that field called? The drilling, it just keeps coming out of the drilling field, not left field, the drilling field. Drilling field's right here is where all the troops train. Kyrie Irving. Okay, so that one I'll just leave because I'm not there yet. I'm working my way numerically through this. And Chromac no longer exists. Building 67 is not destroyed. Building 67 is empty. As they have moved, Oleg's weapon forge destroyed. Good. We're gonna see what it is, if there's anything important there, and if not, we'll just kill it. Because I have so many smiths already. How many damn smiths do you need in one city? Quite a few, I guess. It's kind of like their means of survival and industry and technology. Alright, fine. Weapon forge was a rather unsuccessful smithy found in Daggerford. It's done. It was located in the town of Caravan Quarter in the western Daggerford, yeah, right where the other one is. The half-orc Oleg crafted quality armaments, including those that were required by mounted fighters. He was well known for making long swords and bastard swords that often struck more accurately than other blades, if only for a certain time. Despite the high caliber of his work, Oleg was often ridiculed by the local townsfolk, and his forge attracted few local patrons. He did find steady clientele from among the adventurers that passed through Daggerford. So, yeah, we think Oleg will just disappear. Garth, lot 71. That looks like 71 right down there. Yeah. 72 right next to us. So 71 is right here. Just a house. House. A Garth. A house. A Garth house. It's just a house. For Garth. Garth. Living in the Caravan Quarter. Could be one of the runners of one of these businesses here. Herald's Union. He wouldn't make a lot of money. He wouldn't live there in a decent house. And 71 looks like a decent house. So let's say the Moneylenders Coalition. Garth. And let's see. I mean, I guess I can type Garth in here. See? He exists! He exists! Damn it! He runs the River Shining Tavern. I was so close. Maybe not. Let's read. Garth was a member of the Dellenbeer family inhabiting the city of Daggerford. His house is located along Rogar Alley. His family sent him out into the world to become an adventurer in order to keep him from drinking away all of the profits of their wine cellars at the River Shining Tavern. Okay. So, just an adventurer. River Shining Tavern. So this is the Dellenbeer family. And the Dellenbeer family, I think, has some importance. So let's read about the River Shining. The owners claim that this tavern predated every other building in town. It was also rumored to be the place where Tyndall lived during the construction of the first ducal castle. While Darfin Flotian could disprove the tale, many fond memories of time spent inside the cozy rooms of the River Shining Tavern kept his lips sealed. In late 15th century DR, the tavern was staffed by the human head chief Kaga and the head waiter Jacques. Head chief or head chef? Large building made from wood. Though it's aged, it's solid. Most of the clientele of the tavern had plenty of coin to spend. Patrons included rich merchants, traveling nobles, and prominent citizens of Daggerford, like Darfin Flotian and Lady Belinda and Teos of the Sword Coast Traders Bank. The Council of Guilds used the private dining chambers of the River Shining for many of their meetings, appreciating the air of importance the tavern lent to their affairs. Tavern prices were rather steep, but were backed by fantastic service and atmosphere. Splendid rooms were available on the second floor, including 3 highly expensive suites. Some juicy information right there. So Garth is actually not going to exist. Garth is just going to be a dead name. Dellenbeer, and actually Kaga Dellenbeer and Jacques. Kaga will be a girl who's the head chef. Kaga and Jacques. We might do like a role switch here too. Maybe make like Jacques super feminine as the front of house, and then as a guy, and then make Kaga like a little masculine out back, running the labor intensive kitchen. But like this is like fine dining, so like it's like a very clean establishment. Jacques Dellenbeer. That's not how you spell that. Yes, Jezebel, I see you, my love. Can you just, like, not be so needy? These cats are so needy. Ugh. Okay, so... very nice here. See, and where did I just pull Garth out of? Yeah, right here. It's kind of cool. They live pretty close to right where their business is too. Hi, Jezebel. You come say hi to the camera. This is my princess. Her name is Jezebel. Say hi. You want to come sit on Papa's lap? You just want me to let you out. These cats only need things. They don't even love me. They only need things. Don't bite me. Okay. Fair Fortune Hall. Let's see what that was. Because it exists. Was a shrine to Tymora in Daggerford. Let's do some research on Tymora. It was located near Bando the Lame led the hall. Curran Corvin managed the hall around 1485. He paid the clan Iron Eater dwarves to rebuild it in grander style. Those who so much as touched the silver goblet meant for the goddess herself at the Lady Luck were forced by outraged staff to make a sizable offering at Fair Fortune Hall. Oh, that's a really fun. So, the Lady Luck has a silver goblet that, like, the patrons will, like, you know, like, one for me, one for my homies. But there, it's like one for me, one for Lady Luck. And they'll pour into this large silver goblet meant for the goddess whenever she wants to come have a drink, right? So if some asshole touches that, or they make them go pay tribute. So it was rebuilt in 1485 in a grand style. It's a temple, so perhaps, or a shrine, so perhaps it could be a very like all stoned out temple. See who Tymora is. The goddess of good luck. And the second incarnation of the goddess of luck, after her predecessor, was Taiche. Held the portfolios of good fortune, skill, victory, and adventure. Is commonly known as Lady Luck. Tymora shone upon those who took risk, blessed those who dealt harshly with the followers of Bashaba. Nice, perfect. This is exactly kind of how I described the bartender or the owner of Lady Luck. It's kind of like as a boyish, like crafty face with brown hair, like still like a very attractive person, just not like through makeup and like doing their hair nice and stuff like that. Like they have good bone structure, if you will, right? Like okay, and like they are the god of luck, so I don't think this would be destroyed. Let's look at where it is on the map too. 7-3. Yeah, this big one right here. The dragon decided that was the last one. It didn't need to breathe any more fire. It's fine. Fair Fortune Hall, not destroyed. But who runs it is the question. We need somebody to run this. Alright. I'm back, Speedy. Tell Maru. I think Jim's left us. And Stink said they had some stuff to do today. Let's see. Me? But me? I'm trapped. Eternally trapped. So, Monsieur Karen Corvillin. Let's see what the freaking Doom Vault is. It sounds dangerous. It has to do with Zaz Tam. Ooh. Okay. If you've been watching the stream at all, you know Zaz Tam is hiding in behind the scenes. The Doom Vault was a massive dungeon containing laboratories used by Zaz Tam to fuel his ascension to godhood. The Doom Vault was located beneath Faemount. Where's that? East Faerun, yeah, it's way over yonder. Opposite side of the, of Toril. Hey, what's up, Gabby? I'm doing great. How are you doing? Okay, back to the Doom Vault. As an ancient dungeon located in the magical realm of Thay, the Doom Vault was defended by numerous powerful red wizards. Their golem servants and a multitude of varied monsters, bound outsiders, and raised undead, as well as magical traps and natural hazards to your quintessential D&D dungeon. Okay, not much here. The Red Wizard Khazit Ghul spent the vast majority of his lifespan studying the most famous and deadly dungeons in Faerun. Towards the end of his life, he began constructing a vast labyrinth and successfully pursued lichdom in order to finish his work. The purpose of the dungeon was to lure adventurers inside, where Khazit Ghul could then devour their souls to empower his phylactery. The Doom Vault passed into legend as they became a less welcoming place to foreigners, but Zaz Tam rediscovered and repurposed it to his own ends. When Tam learned of the Second Sundering, he had his agents capture several chosen for experimentation. They were brought to Doom Vault with an eye toward using their divine power to aid Tam's goal of apotheosis. So, I would believe that after reading that, Curran Corvillin was one of those divine powers who was lured into the dungeon and then used for Zaz Tam's evil agenda. Is what it sounds like to me. This could be very important. Let's read a bit more on him. Now that we know what Doom Vault is, let's read his history and see what they have for him. But, I mean, depending on what's there, this could be a big storytelling piece for me. And when I say big, I mean like literally just like one little factoid of like the crux of the building. You know, like just a very important tidbit that will be used to fuel a bigger, grander story. Curran once lived in Baldur's Gate until he casually found the treasure of a deceased relative. He won a bet. He had some investments come through, and he found a chest of jewels that someone had lost all on the same day. Oh boy, lady luck. This convinced Curran to devote himself to Tymora and relocate to Daggerford. In town, Curran took care of the Fair Fortune Hall as priest of Tymora and was in with good relations with the Duke of other influential citizens. In 1485, he met some adventurers recruited to stop a menace to the duchy. In 1486, Curran was captured by the Red Wizards of Thay, who identified him as a chosen of Tymora and transported him to the Doom Vault dungeon for their experiments. Aha, I was right. A few weeks later, he was freed from his chains by the heroes of Daggerford, some of the adventurers he had met, and others thanks to them, he returned to Daggerford. Oh, okay. Dead and Thay. Scourge of the Sword Coast. This is all Dead and Thay stuff. Dead and Thay, an adventure module. It was released in 2014. Oh, not so long. Let's see. Having located Bloodgate Keep, an assault upon it is led out of the Flotian estates. The elemental nodes that were helping sustain the portal from Thay are collapsed, but when an attempt is made to close the Bloodgate itself, Menik Ariz calls upon Bazga, who transports both him and Shalendra Flotian away. Trying to protect his niece, Kelson Darktreader, is caught up in the transportation magic. The attacking adventurers were whisked away by the Thayan resurrection to the Doom Vault beneath Thaymount. The rebels claim to have saved the party's lives and expect them to repay the favor by destroying the phylacteries of Zaz-Tam, top lieutenants that are held within. They venture through the massive and deadly dungeon, locate Shalendra, who was betrayed and imprisoned by her former allies, and witness experiments being performed on several captured Chosen before completing their mission. Characters. So this is, I know the Flotian estates were going to be very important, and this is kind of really cool because this essentially writes all the story I need for them to have over there. Like, they don't need anything else. Oh, yeah, what do you got for us, Stinks? I didn't know you were still lurking. What's your idea for a class? Is it a subclass of what? Oh, my tunes got quiet. I'm just listening to myself speak. Let's get some real classic taverns. Another hour there. I came on early today. I think I got another hour in me. I'm feeling really good today. So like, welcome to the channel, everybody, where I move one cell on my Excel sheet and then get trapped in a rabbit hole of lore, of D&D and Faerun content, and talk about it for 30 minutes to an hour, and then write 3 sentences. Paladin sub, okay. Yeah, I totally allow links here. I recommend to everybody to be mindful and safe about links. I appreciate it if they're always, good links, but just to be safe, I like using my phone to open up documents that I haven't vetted yet, because you never know. So if you get my phone, good for you. You're not getting my rig. And yeah, it's just a regular Google Docs. Have at ye. Tenets of Thievery. Ooh. This is kind of like an Oathbreaker almost. Almost like a bad pally. Maybe. Could be maybe like a pirate type theme. Possibly. There's honor among thieves, they say. A shared code amongst the underbelly of old trade routes and raiding outposts. Your oath is this code, and you act as a guardian to rogues and scoundrels, adorning their armor with stolen trinkets and coins. Paladins of the Oath of Thievery often work in guilds with other tricksters and criminals, whether for good or ill intent. While the code varies, paladins of this oath usually share the following tenets. Honor among thieves. Never steal from or betray other thieves. Leave the ring. Don't steal keepsakes. Steal valuables. Oh. Share your coin. Always give your fair share of your earnings to your allies. Silence is golden. Keep your allies' secrets safe, no matter what. Ooh, those are fun. And like those are like really like rich roleplay themes. And like I was kind of right. Like this could very much be like a pirate class. Very much could be just an evil paladin, if you will, right? Let's channel divinities. Let's check it out. As an action, you can present your holy symbol. The object can be a door, box, chest, or set of manacles, or any means to prevent access. Becomes unstuck, becomes open, unjar. The object has multiple locks. Only a number of them up to your charisma modifier are unlocked. If you choose a target that is held shut with arcane lock, that spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, during which the target can be opened and shut normally. Sneak, ooh. A channel divinity bonus action? Dangerous. As a bonus action, you can touch your holy symbol and go invisible for up to 10 minutes or until you break concentration. And when attempting a dexterity stealth check to hide, you get advantage. Alright, I'm a little confused here. So as your concentration as if casting a spell, and then attempting a dexterity stealth check to hide. Whenever you attack or cast a spell while invisible, this way you become visible. Okay, that's good. I'm confused at the concentration check should be off your casting modifier, should it not? Because you're a paladin, you already have a spell modifier. So wouldn't it just be your own spell modifier, like a regular concentration check? And I very much appreciate that because it makes it play out like the spell invisible. You hide as part of the same bonus action. Oh, okay. So it's a bonus action hide plus invisible. So essentially you would bonus action hide with advantage and go invisible. For 10 minutes. I feel like 10-minute invisibility is pretty broken for level 3. Don't you? What do you think? That's a lot, right? Like, let's look. Invisible. Second level illusion. So I would see it more playing like this. Concentration up to 1 hour. So I guess no. I guess it's not. I guess that's totally okay. No, but think about it, Stinks. Like, if you wanna gauge it off of something else that's around that level, right? So like if invisibility is a level 2 spell, I'll zoom in so you guys can see a bit better. If this is a level 2 spell and that's concentration up to 1 hour, you're still concentrating. So, okay. Up to 1 hour might be, a lot, considering that it's just a channel divinity slot and it's supposed to be, kind of sub-majored. You're not using the actual spell slot either. So, like, there's your neuters. It goes from 1 hour to the other standard cast time of 10 minutes. I don't think that's horrible at all. If you made it 1 minute, then it would very much be like a combat-only ability. And I don't really like that so much. I like the idea of this paladin having some out-of-combat functionality with their trickery, right? Almost like a trickery domain cleric, right? So I think, honestly, I think 10 minutes is fine. I just, always sometimes you double check things and then you're like, yeah, leave it, right? It doesn't need anything. It was just enough. Aura of Thievery. Starting at level 7, you and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you gain a bonus to dexterity equal to your charisma, so as long as you remain conscious. Oh, that's fun! It's just like all the other paladin auras, but this one's charisma, so you're sexy. Ignore disadvantage to your dex checks granted by any armor you wear. Ooh. 18th level at boost. That is a very interesting aura, and I love it. Starting at level 15, as a bonus action, you can expend 5 points from your lay on hands feature to a creature within 30 feet of you. They get disengaged until the end of your next turn. Oh! That's hot, man. I'm a big bard player, and I'm getting like a lot of like just bardish vibes. But they're like all worked very well into like this paladin subclass format. Shroud of Thieves, level 20. As an action, you manifest a magical shroud around you, gaining the following benefits. Movement speed increased by 30. You are lightly obscured. You gain an additional action each turn, which you can only use to dodge or hide. Ooh. You and friendly creatures within 30 feet of you are placed under the effects of the Freedom of Movement spell. Once you finish this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a long rest. Wow, it stinks. Wow. One. A lot of times when I read people's subclasses that they make homebrew style, they get very crazy and all over the place, or the power levels are like way out of touch, right? That is one very well done subclass. That is fairly balanced. I think off of a read, the only thing that you could maybe make that better is a playtest to actually see how some of these abilities work, and then maybe scale it a little bit. But off the read, it's beautiful. And what I love about it the most is it's like very roleplay focused. Like the amount of abilities and features in there that you can use in almost every aspect of a session, right? For your party to kind of get into somewhere or get out of somewhere is kind of the whole theme of this thievery thing, right? Is very, very cool. Which I think I love features that can be used kind of in two senses, right? They can use in the midst of combat, and they can also be used outside of combat for your own advantage. Very similar to like a bardic inspiration, right? Yeah, that's awesome. My next pirate campaign, I'm gonna be an aura of thievery paladin. So Fair Fortune Hall. So supposedly, yeah. So this person is very extra, very super duper important. So they've changed from being an important story point to an important story pillar, as they are still alive, and they have some very interesting perspectives as they have gone to the Doom Vaults and come back. And I think this is going to be rooted in, so the story that's kind of going on, that's going on if you check up some of my past streams for Daggerford, and if you can't see the VODs on my Twitch, you can follow to my YouTube, and I export everything there as well. So essentially the story is there's a succubus sitting on the castle as the Duke or Duchess, kind of supplanted, and nobody knows that. And there's been all this weird stuff happening in Daggerford since her arrival, and the surplanters are the Red Wizards of Thay. They had a succubus, they Velder got her in, and they kidnapped the actual Duchess, and they put the succubus there, Francesca. So Delphin, Blue Sword, and a few other individuals, assumingly individuals that have longer lives, because they would have seen the differences in Daggerford and its rulers, and also these events play out. So a lot of the humans are kind of too short lifespan to realize, what's going on entirely, but these other beings, some of them humans, that have magical abilities, right? Delphin. They have longer lifespans and they're allowed to see and know more, and they're also people of power, right? They run the church or the temple. Another one runs the sorcerer's encapsulate. So these people are currently and progressively trying to figure out why all this bad stuff's going on in Daggerford. The Dragon's Fire, the invasion of Netherese and Slads, the Undead Rising, all these supernatural events that keep bashing Daggerford down and preventing it from being a successful city like Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter. So these people are trying to solve this to the best of their ability. And perhaps they've been trying, and they've conscripted some party members, and they have some information, but they don't have all the information. And right now the information leads them to the Red Wizards of Thay. And so Delphin conscripts Curran in a party to go sort that out or go figure that out, right? And that's quite literally what happened. They brought a party there. It's a whole module that was made in 2014 called Dead in Thay. And essentially it's a group of adventurers that take Curran and they go, or I think Curran would go up by his own accord, and these adventurers go in there. I don't know if it's on contract by somebody, but they go and they save him. They complete their mission and save the Chosen, which you can go look at this too, and bring him back. And so they're kind of on a red herring, if you will, where they think they're onto something, but they actually are off. And they're not looking right under their noses at Pancheska, the succubus, manipulating things on scene, on site, right? So Curran's alive. Faith, Timora. Hey there, I think we got another one join in. What's going on? We're just we're all kind of just sharing our ideas and working together for the Dungeon Master thought process here. Oh, that's where I was. I was writing. Where is it? River Shining Tavern. Here we are. So this is the rabbit holes. No. Human, let's see. What's important from this page? Yeah, so Darfin Flotion is going to be a frequent here. Take this. Hey, what's up, Monjon? I love my lurkers. We're almost there, Juan. We think we need 5 more. Yeah, 5 more followers. Hey, we had some more people join in. What's going on? Just writing some character backstory here. So Kaga and Jacques Delambier are daughter and son of Garth Delambier, who are the owners and operators of the River Shining Tavern. Kaga is going to be dark, black hair. No, we don't do hair. We do personality first. She is a okay, loud. No, not loud. She's like the chef. She's like a quintessential cook, like a rough and rugged cook. Which is short. Cooks are short. We don't have time to talk to you because we don't like you. We're blunt because we also don't have time to talk to you. We don't like you. We're short and blunt. Quick-tempered because we don't have time and we don't like you. If you've ever been a cook, has dark black hair, pulled back into a simple bun. Wears a clean white chef's coat with the top button left open. So she is he is polite, who do I see? A little classist, maybe. I think. Like they're very like put on airs, like noses in the air. A little snobby, but like they're also like they're polite up front. They wouldn't let on to this. They're like the head of house. They are tall with slicked black hair. Wears a clean. Now let's get a little fun with it. A little like purple. Yeah. Purple suit with a floral blazer. Complete with gold trim and accessories. Yeah. love it. Let's see here. Crypt Gardens needs a dude. Quite possibly someone else from the Dellenbeer family could be out there. They would probably have a bigger family and own and run a lot of stuff in the town, as they run one of the premier taverns and establishments for food. Especially after... I should write that in. Has had increased success since the destruction of Nathan's Fine Foods. So they're balling now too. They're really balling out. Three on Fair Fortune, yeah, Curran Corvelin. So he's just very, very important. He's just like he's a whole page in and of himself. He's a character that I'm going to need to write up into the actual story of who's what and what's where and where's why and who knows it. So essentially, kind of like the shape of what the story is in the background is Pancheska the succubus is ruling as the Duchess, and several elders of the town have been trying to figure out what's going on. They don't know it's Pancheska yet. They've probably looked around a few times, and now they're like, well, if it wasn't A, B, and C, then it's got to be Pancheska now. So they're kind of very, very sure that there's something inside the castle themselves. Which I think is just like really good stories. We can tell stories and all the information we've obtained from all these grand adventures. And then, like, Delphin will be like, oh, it was like underneath my nose the whole time, you know, like, very, like, confound it. But, like, we don't know what it is that's under our nose. But the only place that's left to look is the ducal castle itself. And, like, upon reaching level 15, Delphin will, you know, pick a party to be the same party that went to the dungeon of Doomvault, right? Same concept. He's doing it again, and hoping that this time it works. And the whole reason he keeps contracting these parties, and he continues to use, say, like Curran or Beargon for his schemes, is because he's trying to keep his, I guess, his awareness at bay. He's trying to lead on that he doesn't know what's going on, and that he's maybe a willing participant in the corruption or the play at hand at Ducal Castle. Or maybe he's just not paying attention. He's trying to lead on that he doesn't know. So he's trying to use other people to do the work for him so he can keep that as such. Let's see. Oh, the Leatherworkers Conglomerate. Where's our dock? Before we go, did we read all this stuff? Yeah, and then you returned to Daggerford. Yeah, we read all of them. what's it called? Leatherworkers Conglomerate? I don't think I have that. Yeah, they're gone. Goodbye! Dragon's Flame. No, I don't think that's fine. We'll just leave that there as a note. Ooh, we got some new people. So we got 3 houses here. Esmer, Ines, and Bowl. I wonder if they exist as people in Daggerford. They might. It's been a good chance so far. Esmer. Here we are. Esmer was a gnome inhabiting the city of Daggerford in the Western Heartlands in the mid to late 14th century. He owned a small house across from the Grand Playhouse. Esmer was believed to be an illusionist of unparalleled skill. Most gave him a wide berth when they saw him around Daggerford. He's a thief. Ah, yes. Yes. Esmer works for the Thieves Guild. Thieves Brotherhood. How long do gnomes live? $350 to $500. Yeah. Yeah, gnomes are some of them old OGs. Yeah, let's go. That's awesome. So Esmer still exists. Let's see. Gnome, old. Where's the underline? Isn't just an underline button? Whatever. We'll leave it. Sadly. There isn't much else on him, so we'll just leave it at that. Are there any job descriptions up here that I am looking for? No. Could be the Moneylenders Coalition. Yeah, let's put him there. Let's get some names going. Just need a last name. His name is Esmer. Seputes? I don't like it. go with the one I had before, Esmer Flickerfall. People don't really tend to know his last name, I guess. So he was a thief and now runs this establishment as a front for the Thieves Guild. What's it called? Moneylenders Coalition. Coalition. Troubles as a front for the Brotherhood, which is one word, but whatever. And then let's go up into Coalition offer loans, entrepreneurs, business. Laundering front for the Brotherhood. Very nice. Look at this. We're just like working our way deeper and deeper into the story, filling in these spots, essentially just giving people jobs, putting them to work in the city, whether for the good of the town or the good of themselves. What's an old gnome look like? Old evil gnome. I'm gonna get some wonky pictures. I like this kind of. Yeah, I like that, but change the color scheme. As a cunning and cunning and well-tempered. Gray hair I'm not sure. Medium. Beard. Who is our barber of Hanette Honestone of the Clean Chin? Apparent customer of the Clean Chin next door. I believe that it's next door. Let me just go check. 42, 44. Yeah. We love that. And like that's like really cool stuff that I can like write in. So like just being aware of, you know, like what these pieces of the story are, you know, which is like kind of what I think is like the beauty of kind of setting yourself up like this if with your preparation. It's like I learn who everybody is as I go through it, and I see where their house is and what their establishment is and what they do, right? I know that the Moneylenders Coalition is just next door to the Clean Chin, which is a barbershop, which now is currently run by a female dwarf. So it's now turned into kind of a salon. It's a bit more glamorous now. But per se, this now very rich and successful gnome who came from being a thief, you know, always wanting to take what wasn't theirs, but now they have it. They'd probably live in a decent amount of fabulousness, right? They would just spend some money on their appearance, and they would spend some money on their wants and needs, and they would live luxuriously now in the back end of their life. Now they're so successful, right? And it only makes sense that this dude would go right next door to the best, finest, most expensive barbershop / salon that exists. So it's just like, it's just really cool being able to like tie those things in. Let's see. Always seen wearing a suit but never caught in the same color as the day before. Often seen checking his pocket watch. Of gold and diamond. Just added that in because, you know, just give him something. The other guy had a cane. This guy's got a pocket watch. I think it's a good storytelling technique of just like giving them one thing that makes them unique, right? So like the was it Like what's his name? And his name's right here. Scroll up. There he is. Where is he? That dwarf. Cragjaw. Where are you, Cragjaw? Oh, I moved him way down here. Yeah, Thorvald Cragjaw. Like his little quirk is like he smokes a pipe and he duffs it out with his thumb, and then because he's working, he's always like rubbing his forehead like this. So that means he has like a smear of soot just above his eyebrow, on the right brow, you know. So it's like I just like, you know, adding a little personality, right? And I think this is like a really cool, easy way to do it. Pick a thing that they do, right? This person's always checking out this watch, pulling out this watch. The other dude is like an evil tenant master. He's like a really old dude that just got a lot of money. He's always like smacking his henchmen with a cane, you know. Just kind of like what I envision. Let's see if Ines exists in Daggerford. Oh, they do. A male human. Innes was a curious thief inhabiting the city of Daggerford in the western heartlands in the mid to late century. His house is located along the high road. Innes excels at picking locks and detecting and disarming traps, but was woefully clumsy regarding any other roguish skills. Well, I am finding all of my Thieves' Brotherhood members. A human, but Innes is a human, so we gotta remember age. So, the thief they inhabited in the mid to late 14s, so they were, say, an adult 20, around mid to late, so we'll go right in between. Well, I guess, yeah, that's pretty vague in the time. Mid to late could be like 1475. So they could be like 30, 40. So again, yeah, this is another rogue leader. Human, not necessarily old. Let's see where his house is, though. 79 and 80. $79 and 80. 79, 80, and 81. These three small houses right here. This is like the little thieves block. What's 83? What's the big building behind them? And what's 82? Ooh, yes, Yard Stowage. That's so cool. So like all three of these thieves' houses are gonna be right next to 83, a giant storehouse. So quite literally, the storehouse is the Thieves' Brotherhood, and they have secret entranceways in between these two buildings. What's 85? This is where they are. A clothing emporium house, another front for the thieves. Yes! All right, cool. This is awesome. TBH, Thieves' Brotherhood. And then Bull. Let's see who Bull is. They exist. Please tell me they're a thief. So maybe that was what they had originally intended anyways. So maybe it's not as crazy as I think. Was a skilled thief. Mid to late, so they're a half-elf. Alright, cool. Located on the high road, excelled at collection of information while remaining unseen, but was far less skilled in pickpocketing, opening locks, and finding other traps. Yeah, these are the top head three. They all have their own three different abilities that any thief should have. Are they a half-elf, right? Yeah, half-elf. So we have a gnome, a half-elf, and a human that all run. They're the three heads of the Thieves' Brotherhood. Hey, Ricky, it's been a while. What's going on? I love hollandaise sauce. All the hollandaise sauce. Give it to me. So let's check out Yard Stowage. So see if this is the last final check. I think I might have checked it out a little bit already. It looks like it's run by Barth. Storage facility found in Daggerford. One of the larger buildings. Stood 5 stories tall. Each floor was partitioned into secure rooms measuring 10 feet on each side. In addition to the thick metal walls, the entire building was protected by a powerful ward that prevented anyone within the building from committing nefarious deeds. Yarth Stowage was owned by the gnome Yarth. Yarth of Beirun was a gnome businessman. A known gnome businessman. Series of vaults. Nice. This is really cool. So this lawful neutral thief works with, isn't a part of, but works for, has made a deal with. So they conspire, but they're not like a leader, they're not like a head. So let's go check the map again. So 8191. The Daggerford Inn. 85 is the next one over. What's 86? Yeah, I think just this. The Stowage House. Do I want the Clothing Emporium to be a front for them too? Might be too much. Just give them this corner. Yeah, I'm gonna take that off. The Clothing Emporium's not with them. I mean, unless that's like canonically wrote in. A neutral evil thief. There we are. Everybody's a thief in Daggerford, huh? Fabric shop called Oriv's Clothing Emporium that specializes in importing fine fabrics from all across Faerun. His located shop was near the caravan quarter. Well, I guess he can be a thief. Oh. And the Daggerford's in. Yeah, dwarf wouldn't work with these people. Okay, so that thing is gonna cut it. 84 is empty. I guess that let's build. Oh, did I move the Taylor's Fed over there? I think I did. In the Tanners Council, yeah. 84, 87. Oh wait, let's look though. Let's see if I accidentally made a good thing. Taylor's Federation. If it's red. Yeah! I'm so good sometimes. So the red is is Thieves Guild team. The blue is like Town Guard team. So all the people in the red, they're willing to do some illegal stuff here and there in order to get ahead. Everybody else plays by the rules. So like the political scene that I'm kind of creating is like these two parties working against each other as their kind of their industries kind of conflict each other. They don't conflict, they just work in two different spheres. So their wants and needs wouldn't meet these wants and needs. So they're fighting for two different wants and needs, kind of like your red, blue, Democrat, Republican bullshit, whatever. But essentially that's the political scene that's going on. And in this like little, we're going to call it the Thieves Brotherhood quarter, right here, we got 1, 2, 3 building the 3 head houses of the thieves. We got Yarth Stowage also working for the thieves. We got Oriv's Clothing Emporium also working for the thieves. We have the Taylor's Federation right here working for the thieves. What's 82? The Scribe's Friendship. that might not be someone that can work with thieves. The Daggerford Inn won't be working with the thieves. Could be working for the thieves here. Scribe's friendship. So let's go up to my library. Yeah, let's make the Scribe's friendship like the Thieves Brotherhood's legal team. I think that makes sense. Good guys, let's go to Scribe's friendship, TBH. I'm kind of just like figuring all this out. I'm on the back end of my stream, so probably going to be cutting it short. I'm doing pretty good, Ricky. I've been feeling like my stamina is growing. I'm getting pretty, at least able to run for like a 3-hour stream here and get some work done on this on my prep here. Getting some headway. I'm already up into the 80s. You know it. What's that last building I need to look at? 82, 84, those four. Yeah, 86 and 88. Yeah, so they just own this little block, this little corner, street corner. I'm gonna call it the Thieves Corner. Let's snurr. So I think that's where we'll leave it. I think we'll just leave it. That's a lot of intertwining stories and characters. Kind of getting interwoven right here with the Thieves Brotherhood, which is good. That's what we want. I'm super excited about having this little corner of thievery right in the middle of the city, and that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted the Thieves Brotherhood to kind of operate not out in the open, but like kind of out in the open. You know, like the guards kind of know they exist, but they're too hard to bring down. They're too hard to pin down. They have the Scribes Federation that always gets them out of trouble. They have the Moneylenders Coalition that always buys them out of trouble. They operate very keenly. Almost like the Mafia is the Thieves Brotherhood, right? Like we know they're there, but like we can't take them down. But we might get one of your leaders if you slip up, and we're trying to get you every step of the way, right? So I feel like that's its own quarter in and of itself. It's its own story and its own, you know, stream. To be honest, like it's its own 2-3 hour session. So. Thanks for the new follows, everybody. I appreciate it. We're almost to my goal. Shooting for 50 by the end of the month, and hopefully in January I can kind of ship off in the new year as an affiliate of Twitch. I appreciate all the support so far. Thank you, Ricky and Juan, for always hanging out and lurking. Really starting to get some progress done on this character creation. Super excited. I'm probably not going to stream any world building over the weekend. Try to spend time with the fam, and Christmas is coming, so I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna stream, because it might be some gameplay here and there, but probably staying away from anything like really gritty sit down like this. I hope everybody has a good holiday, and if you don't celebrate, well, I hope you just have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Peace.